Hi, welcome back to Maximum Potential Schooling. I'm Zane Hoare, and today I'd like to talk you through another component of the Maximum Potential Schooling program, and that's the idea of mental imagery or visualization. Visualization involves implanting a thought or a skill into your subconscious mind. Now, visualization is something that's used very often by elite athletes, elite performers in numerous fields, businessmen, to really sort of perform at their absolute peak. And what's really interesting about visualization is there's been a lot of studies done in it recently, and one that I find absolutely fascinating, which is addressed in the slides that you will find attached with this month's lessons, is one study that looked at visualization in weight training, and they took two groups. One group that were actually given a training program to use weights and to measure strength increases, and the other group who were given just the simple task of visualizing the weight training. So they were trained in the area of visualization, and they just visualized lifting weights. Now, as expected, the weight training group, they had a strength increase. But what was fascinating is that the group that didn't touch a weight, that only thought about lifting weights, only visualized themselves lifting weights, they actually had a strength increase by 13.5% without even touching the weight. And that really shows you the power of the mind and what the mind can accomplish within the body if trained properly, if visualized properly. So some of the other benefits of visualization that have come out in recent studies are the idea of improvements in motor control, and that is your ability to use your body. So, as a sportsman, that's fantastic, but as a pianist, as a dancer, as a musician in any field, that idea of the dexterity of moving your body and increased motor control is obviously really important there. Increased in attention. Okay, and again, that's something that we're really going to focus on in the Maximum Potential Schooling program, is the idea to devote attention where it's needed and to improve our focus. Perception and the way that we perceive things, planning and the ability to plan things out, and also really importantly, memory. And I think all of us could see some great benefits there involved in our schooling if we were able to increase the strength of our memory through visualization. And so we need to then now discuss, well, how do we go about it? Well, we have some slides attached in this month's lessons that will be able to guide you through some visualization. We also have an audio file attached, which is your first guided visualization that we'll run through. So the idea is that you can put some headphones on and listen to that guided visualization and work with that. And we'll continue to provide you with guided visualizations throughout the Maximum Potential Schooling program. But what is important to know when you're talking about visualizations and when working with visualizations is the idea of using all of your senses to make it as real as possible. So it's not enough just to use the one sense of seeing, even though we call them visualizations, of just seeing yourself doing a task. So if we go back to my favourite task to use, the idea of completing a maths test. If you're going to visualize yourself performing well in that maths test, yes, you are going to see yourself. I want you to be able to picture yourself sitting there and working through the test and answering the questions without any problems at all, so that you can get that vision of that. But I also want you to be able to feel it within yourself, that sense of confidence. So while you're visualizing, see yourself, but also feel a sense of confidence that you've done the work and that you know the answers. And also to be able to feel your pen actually moving across the page and to feel the touch as your fingers type out on the calculator. To actually get that feeling through the body. I want you to be able to hear. I want you to hear the sound of your pen scratching across the page, and I want you to hear the sound of your fingers tapping on the keyboards, and I want you to visualize hearing the feedback from your teacher, the positive feedback that you've done really well. Maybe if you want to take it to the sense of smell, maybe when you're visualizing that as if you're actually there, you can smell the aftershave that you wear or the perfume that you wear, or you can, often papers that have been printed have a particular odor to them. You can smell the maths test paper. You can smell the classroom that you work in regularly for that particular subject area. So to really use all of the senses to put yourself as if you're actually there. And when we visualize properly, one of the great things is when we actually come to do the task, so when you actually get there to sit the maths test or to perform on the piano or to sing in front of the crowd or to play the sports game or to stand up in front of your class to perform the oral presentation, whatever the particular event is, when you actually come to perform the task, it's the second time you've done it. Because you've already rehearsed it so thoroughly in your mind that this is actually your second delivery of it. So visualization, incredibly powerful. Work through the slides that we have attached here and have a listen to the guided visualization. And more guided visualization audio files will be presented throughout the Maximum Potential Schooling program to help you to really embrace this idea of visualization. So, as always, go away and have a go at the work that's attached here. And if you have any questions about mental imagery or visualizations or anything to do with the Maximum Potential Schooling program, don't hesitate to get in touch. Enquiries@mpschooling.com. Good luck and train hard.